What's happening? We are live and in full effect. Man, it's been a while since I have done this. It's been a while since I've done 30-minute Thursdays, but hey, we gonna keep it happening. We gonna keep it moving. And whoever comes, and we gonna go from there. So if you are here, let me know that you're here. Say something in the comment section. All right. So I can know that you are in the building. All right. I can know that you are in the building. But welcome back. It's been a while. But welcome back to 30-minute Thursdays. We are live here on YouTube and Facebook. And on today, we're going to be talking about a topic that got brought up on a live that I did on IG. I wanted to bring back 30-minute Thursdays. I know it's been a while, and so it's my fault. But man, I just want to say first off, shout out to everybody. Shout out to my man John Brooks, John Mertens. I see you, man. Shout out to everybody that is on here. This is going to be a great conversation. So one of my favorite people in the world, Subline GT500. I see you. Ford Matt 77, Larry Smith, all the way from New Jersey, man. Good to see you. And man, tonight, in order for me to even make this live successful, Legion, I appreciate you, man. In order to even make this live successful, I'm going to need the commentary from you all on tonight. Now, the people that watch this later, that's on them. They can't comment. That's why we do lives, because we go back and forth. I respond off of what you all say here, and that's how we do it here. So tonight is one of those topics that I got a couple of them that's going to be coming up that I really want you all to be a part of. But tonight is one of those topics that is long overdue, and I call this 30-minute Thursdays for a reason, because I don't want us to talk for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. We're going to do this, and we're going to do this in 30 minutes. You want to know why? Because it's going to force you to think fast. And whatever it is, it just is what it is. So let's just get right into it. Today's topic, we are focusing on built versus bought. Built versus bought. Let me tell you why I really feel like, shout out to SB from Montreal, Canada. Let me tell you all why I feel like this is a great topic. First off, make sure you go to blueovalmedia.com and get your official Blue Oval Media apparel. I gotta plug myself. Get your Blue Oval Media apparel. That's what keeps this channel going, and you all watching it keeps it all this going. And make sure you come to Port Takeover. I will be there with the booth this year. All right. So Blue Oval Media, we gonna be at. We trying to make it to all the shows. We got a booth. We're gonna try to shut it down this year. All right. So check it out. Let's get right into it. So one of the things about built versus bought. I remember I had someone say to me, and this wasn't that long ago. They said the reason why I purchased my newer car. Oh, was it Subline? Did you tell me this? I forgot. It was somebody with what I know with a very expensive Mustang, and they told me, they said the reason why I bought what I have is because I didn't want to deal with the headache. And some of and one of the person told me one time, even the headaches that I see that you deal with, I don't have the patience for. And I was like, wow. I'm like, number one, the headaches that I put on the channel are not even half of the headaches that I've actually dealt with as it relates to building a car. And so I think, first off, as it relates to this topic, I think this is a good topic. And and I think I'm gonna give my opinion, and then I want us to discuss this together. So let me tell you all something. Number one, I think as it relates to build, number one, if you're gonna build, you have to have some level. Some level. I'm not saying you got to build everything or got to do it all yourself, but you're probably gonna need a little bit of level of skill to actually build your car. Bama 50, love it. And let me tell you what I mean by that. You're going to need a certain level of skill, because if you trust other people to build it for you and you know nothing about how this thing works, you can find yourself in a situation. And I'm not saying it's good people out here building. It's good people out here that can build your car for you. But I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that that's bad. What I am saying is that there are some people that can take their time or take advantage of the fact that you may not know certain things. And then you can get parts that you can be stuck with that you don't know what they are or even how they work or whatever. And it's a little different. And so another story that I want to give you all, and then we'll dig a little bit deeper. Before I even started Blue Oval Media, I had an S550 for about a few months. It wasn't, and I will be honest with you all, it wasn't mine, but I had it for like 3 months, and I will honestly say, man, it was probably the most pleasant experience I ever had with a Mustang, and let me tell you why. The car had power, and it was reliable. Let me say that again. I said the car had power and it was reliable. And I know you all can relate to that. So I got the car and was driving it, and it was a lot of fun. And I can understand why you would want to buy it. But then shortly after that, because I grew up around all of this stuff, I grew up working on cars. Now, and I'll be totally transparent, and I say this all the time on my own videos, because of my life and how I work and all the other stuff that I have going on, I can't 100% build everything. Like, for example, I'm not a painter. I don't know how to paint a car. So I can't do anything as it relates to paint. I got to take that to somebody. As it relates to wiring, do I know how to wire some stuff? Absolutely. You know what I mean? I could wire up a whole lot of stuff. But I prefer to take that to some other people that are professionals. I don't know how to tune. So I got to have somebody else tune. Now, for the most part, I can do everything else. Bottom line. I just don't have the time right now. And so even as it related to this car right here that you all see over here, shout out to my man War Admiral. I see you're here. Shout out to my man Andrew Hanlon. I see you are in here. But as it related to the KSD notch, um, I think next year is going to be it for me in that car as it relates to doing anything to it. I think I'm down to the end so I can start this other build that I'm going to do in tribute to my father. I told you all I'm going to do a Thunderbird in tribute to my father. But that is going to be something that I'm going to do a lot of the work, but I'm not going to necessarily say I'm going to do all of it. I can't paint, I can't, and the other thing with building it, there is a I can say this, there's a joy when I can get in that car. So it's one thing when I'm driving a car that I bought, I'm grateful that I had the funds to buy it, and it can bring you a level of peace. But it's another thing when you actually put your hands on it, you actually put the work into it, and then you get in it and drive it. It's just a whole different level that I can say that I have experienced when it's something that I know that I put together. My car, I remember when I was thinking about it, I remember when the car, so this is when I had this photo right here that you all see of the car was when I had first got the car back in 2016, and I was at my buddy's house. And the car, at 40,000 miles, stock engine, GT40 intake. It had the 17-inch Cobra wheels. It had spring. One was taller than the other. It was just interesting at the time. It had lowering springs in the front, but then in the rear, it was just very interesting at the time. And I knew that in order for me to get to the next level and to do what it is that I wanted to do, I was going to have to build this thing. And so with that being said, I knew that I wanted something with power. And because of my experience with push rod motors, I knew that I wasn't going to do push rod. I knew that off the top. I said, you all can have it. I'm not doing push rod motors. So, oh yeah, I just want to show y'all my shirt straight out of my 30s. But I wasn't going to do push rod. I'm like, I always had a fascination with modular. And I didn't want to do Coyote because that was the trending thing. And there's nothing wrong with Coyotes. I love them. I was like, I just wanted to be different. And so I knew that also I wanted my car to be a fast show car. So when I get questioned all the time about it going to the track, no, because I always wanted it to be a fast show car. but I always want to know I wanted to build it. Now, when I made that decision, I think I made that decision back in 2000 and when was Foxtoberfest? 2000. I either went to Foxtoberfest in 17 or 18, and then we didn't have Foxtoberfest, I think, for 2 years. But whatever, I was at that Foxtoberfest, and literally we left that Foxtoberfest and we started tearing the car down. And I'm gonna be honest with you, my experiences. I had a guy that was a well-known painter that was very popular on YouTube that had the car. He kind of got over on me. He didn't do a great job with that. And this is before I had Blue Oval Media. I was on another guy's channel. And that's how the car got put out there at first. I used to be on a channel called MCSC Green Wheels. Shout out to my man Filet Tomba. That's how I even got started with the whole YouTube game. He was doing it and he was highlighting my car all the time. And then one day I decided to do this. And so then I wanted to document the build of the KSD Notch. Now, let me tell you all something. I'm still building this car because I'm still having issues, as you all can see. But we are coming down to the end. And let me tell you another thing about when you build. If you don't make decisions right in the beginning, you're going to be doing them over and over again. Okay. If you don't buy quality parts, you're going to find yourself in a situation over and over again. And so I think when it comes to a lot of this, one of the things that I can teach anybody and everybody as it relates to when you are building, in order for you to do it right the first time. And if that means that you got to save up that money just a little bit more and wait just a little bit longer, that would be my suggestion. Because I ended up finding myself wasting money because of the fact that I was so anxious and wanted to hurry up and do this and then do that. Now, the other thing about when you build, okay, and I'm going to get to you all's thoughts about it. The other thing about when you build, Scarface Montana, what's happening? And I appreciate you, man. Another thing about when you build, you can have what I call the upgrade syndrome. I don't know if you all know what I'm talking about, but you see me itching. This is when I can't stop upgrading the car. I remember when I first did the car, my car, I never started it with the stock supercharger. I knew from the jump I was coming in with a different supercharger. So I had a Whipple 2.3 on there. And I remember, man, the first we finally got it all together. The first dyno pull, I think we did about 630 on the horsepower. We got about 630 to the wheel the first time, the 630. And I was like, oh man. Then you just start getting anxious. But then I also didn't know about dynos the way that I know about them now. So, like, for example, I only want to see my car on a Mustang dyno. If it's a dyno that's not that, I really don't care what the numbers say, because the Mustang dyno will tell you the truth, but it will also break your heart. When you build stuff and you don't get the number, when you see a number on one dyno and then you take it to a Mustang dyno, you can see a totally different number. You think you had 1,000 horsepower until you put it on a Mustang dyno. You think you had all of that torque until you put it on a Mustang dyno. The Mustang dyno will tell you the truth about your build. And so a lot of times, I think personally for me, it can get a little emotional. I can get a little caught up inside of the build and inside of what it is that I put together. But here's the beauty of it all. At the end of the day, I also bought all of these parts, but then I also put together some of this with my hands by myself. So a lot of stuff, man, what also building has done for me is brought me around a camaraderie of people who I would consider a lifetime friendship with. There are a lot of people who are contributors to the KSD Notch. I did not put that car 100% together myself by no means, and I would never sit here and claim that. There are several people who have put their hands on that car that helped me get that car to where it is now. I mean, I can go down a list of all of them, but there are several people who have helped me to get that car to where it is now. And I take pride in that. And I take pride in when you build, like I said, it brings a camaraderie, and it's brought me closer to people. So now when they even see the car, they even appreciate it because they know that they contributed to this car being built and to what they put in the comment section. Let me know, what is it right now? What is it that you prefer? Do you prefer built in the comment section, or do you prefer bought in the comment section right now? Even it doesn't have to be new. It could, you may like Fox bodies, but I know people who build them and literally sell them. I remember the what was that? The one Fox body, probably one of the most expensive Fox bodies I've ever seen in my life, which was at Mustang Week, which I actually featured on the channel. Man, that guy had that Fox body. That thing was gorgeous. And then boom, I probably a month later, that car was gone and sold. We don't know who in the world has that car. We have not seen that car on nothing else. We haven't seen that car again. All right, like seriously. But this is what I'm saying. So preferably, I, Kenneth Sean, prefer built. So in the comments, they're saying, let's see, the combination of both. War Admiral said the combination of both is best in my opinion. It's a good point. Uh, I'm the guy who says building a car makes great stories and great friends. Building is frustrating and not cheap, though. Absolutely, there is nothing cheap about building it. Now, some of you all, some of it is nothing cheap about buying some of this. Like when I look at some of these cars, some of you all are just buying GT 500s. I won't call any names out, supply. But you all, some of you all are just buying $100,000 Mustangs, and yeah, it is. But it's, I can understand it can be a little bit different. There's certain things you just don't have to worry about, even with some of the ones that other people build. They may have built them properly and correctly, and you still don't have anything to worry about. And so I prefer it built with my own hands. Superfly Garage says. Lauren Stoney says built. Oh, that's Lala Fox. What's up, girl? Built, but yeah, expect headaches. That's right, John. John Brooks says built, but also understand life. Some guys from being able to build, and that's the thing I always say. One of the things that's hard about building, and this is why I needed all the people that I needed, and some of the stuff I just had to pay for other people to do because of life. I just so happened to, in the process of me building a Fox body, I just so happened to also got married, have a child, all this other stuff. And then at that time, I was at another place at career-wise, all this. It was just all of this stuff. And then I decided to start a YouTube channel. And you all starting a YouTube channel while trying to build a car, while trying to keep a household running, all that, it can be challenging, especially when you're chasing certain goals with the car and certain numbers. Like I said, I'm big, and like, for example, my man Andrew Hammond, he's on here right now. Man, he has built a amazing 8-second. Oh, Jesus, his hatchback is freaking amazing. And what he's doing, he took the time and put that whole car together. And now he built his strictly for the track. Boom, that car is a track car. Boom, boom, boom. Gorgeous car, but man, he is on the track breaking feelings, hurting hearts, you know. And one of the things that I like about it is that I love how when you build, like for example, he built that car, and then man, that car is for the track, cage, everything. I mean, I don't know if he got a cage in it. Let me take that back, Andrew. I don't want to speak for. I forgot if you did or didn't. But then you talk about, I wish it was 8 seconds. Come on, you only. I don't want to give you time, but whatever. But mine wasn't. Like I enjoy the car shows. I enjoy convention centers. Let me tell you something. One of the biggest, I think one of the biggest moments of last year for me was my car being in Mustang Week at the convention center. But it was at the convention center under a booth. It was not with all the other cars. It was literally my car and 3 other Fox bodies at the convention center under the Foxcast booth. That was very big for me. That was one of the biggest honors that I've had as it related to that car, to even be asked to put my car in the convention center. And the amount of compliments that I received, the amount of people that even came by the car. And I changed a whole lot of stuff since then. But the amount of people that came by the car because it was built, like I said, I built it, I put it together along with a group of people. Let's see. A built but not an empty slat in the start. Yeah, that's like Helen says, I generally like building cars, hoping my kids get into it as well. War Admiral says, depending on the level you build, you are looking for. Nothing wrong with sourcing out work that exceeds your skill level. Let me tell you all something about building. Please outsource the work that you don't know. I tell you all, when it comes to wiring, I don't touch it. I don't touch certain things. Like when it came to wiring that Holly and all that stuff, I'm like, man, I put the screen and the dash and all of that, and you see the videos of me doing it. But my man Walt put all that wiring and stuff together. I had nothing to do with that because I don't want to sit here and try to. I know certain stuff just plug up, but I'm not sitting here trying to figure out a lot of that stuff. Deal with somebody that know how to do it, that's done it several times, and they can plug right up everything for you. Just that simple. I'm not sitting here looking through the instruction booklet like injector 6, I gotta plug this. Like, man, I don't see it got time for all that. Like, seriously. Let's see. Steven says, built is a headache, but so is bought. Yeah, when you build, let's see, I'll show right here. Built is a headache, and so is bought. When you build, you have total control of what happens. Good. That I like that. When you build, Steven, this is like amazing. When you build, you have total control of what happens, good or bad. So one of the things that I'm trying to tell you all this year is that one of the things about building as well, and then when you're rushing and hurrying up, one of the reasons why I had all the issues that I had last year, when I went to every show, I had a problem at every show. The only time I probably didn't have a problem was Mustang Week, but for the most part, I think I had a problem at every show. This year, though, I went over all the mistakes, and I'm making sure that I don't have any problems this year because now I can control and what happens, good or bad, and we're going to have more good than bad. Let's see. Michael Hardy says, if you build it, if you have headaches, they're easier to fix than someone else's build. Yeah, because you and I agree with that because you know what it is that you did. Superfly Garage says, when you build, Superfly, when you build, it gives more opportunities to expand your knowledge. And I have to agree with you 100%. I can't say how much I've learned off of putting this stuff in there. And because I'm one of the, I would say I probably have, I'm not, and this is not me bragging, but I probably have the most popular Terminator swap out here. And so I get so many Terminator swap questions in my DM all the time. I get so many of them. But yeah. I'm definitely think that is definitely good. Let's see here. No Joke Racing started off in 2003 with my Stock 03 Cobra and bolt-ons. Now I have a mid 8-second stick shift combo, done all my own work from tuning, wiring, fab, engine building. That's nice, man. That's nice. And you know, I'm a big fan of 03, 04 Cobras because that's what I have in my build. And yeah, it was. I actually have to talk. So one of the things about what I do, I have to talk to a lot of the 03, 04 Cobra, the mod motor guys, because of the fact that they are the ones that actually, when it comes to the new parts and new stuff, they know everything. I have to talk to them. I'm not gonna go into how I feel about a couple of those groups, but for the most part, I have to talk to those guys. Those guys help me. There's a couple of guys who have helped me tremendously, even with some little stuff, because when you're trying to install that Whipple supercharger, let me tell you all something. Ain't nothing fun about taking a Whipple supercharger off a mod motor and if the motor is inside the car. It is nothing fun about taking that supercharger off the car. Nothing. Let's see what we got here. War Admiral 363 said, I will bet more built cars end up on marketplace for sale, have done. That may be a good point right there. That's a good one. That is a good one. Fox Body FX says, I'm a fan of building, especially sub sandwiches. Man, what's happening, buddy? That's hilarious. Oh man. Um, fact: more projects for sale than a nice stock one or a stockish. Oh man, and that's another thing too. When you look at inventory, a lot of us want inventory that's either stockish or you want a roller. You would prefer a roller. But the reality is that a lot of times you got to build. Sometimes there are a lot of people selling other people's problems. And like for you all, like I said, I always try to say this is not a Fox Body channel, even though that's a lot of my focus. I focus on other cars as well. But the Fox Body market, I'm so grateful that I bought my car when I bought it. Because my God, the Fox Body market now, I'm looking at rollers going for 20 grand, let alone I think that's what I paid 18,000 for mine back in 2016. And it was a 40,000 mile 93 one of 777 Fox Body. And back then that was a lot of money for that car because I was like, man, this is high for this car. Now I don't have no complaints, even though we have gone completely through that car from man, motor trans, everything is literally been redone. Let me ask you all this question though. Hold on, I got one more. When you build, stay within your budget and do plenty of research before you venture outside your skill level or comfort zone. That will limit frustration. Superfly Garage. If there's not a point more true than that, I don't know what is, because that is 100% correct. And so one of the things I was saying, like even like with some of the way that some of the newer cars are built, I'm gonna be honest with you, like I actually want a GT350R. When I did my logo for Blue Oval Media, the reason why my logo is a GT500 and the actual GT Fox Body put together. And one of the reasons I did that is because I'm like, this is where I started, even though I don't have a GT. But what you all don't know is that my first Mustang was a 91 black GT, black on black GT. That was my first Mustang back in 1999. And I eventually won a 350R. I really won a 19 350R because that was the year my daughter was born. And so I prefer a 19 350R. Now, even though that's going to be technically bought, there are things about that I still want to build as well. But I don't want to go too crazy with that car. I just want to more than likely supercharge it, and maybe go E85 on it. And man, I want that to be a car that's got AC, because where I live now, it is hot as HELL. I want to make sure that the AC and everything is working, and it's a car that me and the wife can ride around. It can still be fast, but then it's also fun and how can I say this? A little bit more luxurious. And what I mean by that for all of you all that have built your Fox bodies, no matter what you do, your Fox body will never be as comfortable as an S550. You can hate what I'm telling you right now. Your built Fox body can be a $100,000 amazing built Fox body, but it will never be as comfortable as an S550. Or as one of these GT500s or GT, it would never be as comfortable. I have rode in some of the best Fox bodies in the world. Do you hear me? But let me tell you all something. When you ride in these newer Fox bodies, in these S550s, it will change your whole mind. And so, like I said, we're coming down to the end. Like I said, it's 30-minute Thursdays. We only here for 30 minutes. We're not going to be here for 2 hours. We're only here 30 minutes. I want to take your last and final thoughts for the night. Give me your final thoughts. Let me see what you're talking about here. Throw in the comment section your final thoughts about built versus bought. And then also, what else do you want to talk about? I got a few topics that we're going to be doing, but give me your final thoughts. Let's talk about that. We'll go about 5 minutes over tonight. But give me your final thoughts. Let me know what you think and what you feel. Somebody said, so John Brooks says, the S556 in mine just feel right, but it ain't no new car. I understood, John. Like, and we all know your car is like legendary. Like, I mean, your car is freaking legendary. That car is amazing. Handling Motorsports is ended with built. We know, Andrew. That's what you do. You've been doing that since a kid. Ford Matt, built. What can you say? When you build, you have to surround yourself with good people that won't let you give up. Man, Braden and Steve Gallant Fox, where y'all at, man? Y'all need to become my best friends, like seriously, because like man, everything you said, I agree with 100%. Best and upcoming builds. Okay, understood. It said mix the two, you will. Hey, and like my man Andrew Hamlin said, make sure you all hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. I'm late. My car was slow. Now let me tell you all something about this guy right here. Okay, so this guy Brian Prince, um, his car has been featured on this channel before, and he has built it. More, I would say more than once, and it's about to get featured on the channel again. And everything about his car is hands down not only just amazing, but it ain't nothing slow about that Coyote Swap Fox body right there. He's somewhere in the 4 digits with the horsepower, but I'm just gonna leave that right there. Let's see. Jonathan Tom, keep me going. I love it, man. I love it when you got good people around you, like for real. And also keep some good people that encourage you and motivate you. Like, man, like keep all that. I got haters, and I know that. And I just don't keep them around me. Seriously. The past will never be the present or the future, but nothing like cruising in a Fox. Have an 03 Cobalt as well, and something about that Fox hit different. I would agree with you because even in the 03 Cobras, to me, ride better than a Fox body, but you are 100% right. When you get into a Fox, it's just nothing about it. Built, but sourcing out for some things you can't do or don't have the equipment to handle the job is fine too. That's right. I love it. I love it. Floyd, man, you know I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, man. He said, I love all your content on your videos. Look, let me tell you all something. When you all send me like this encouragement, it keeps me going to keep making this stuff. I say, man, I'm going to give a quick testimony before I get up out of here. The fun is making it unique for you. My car tells a story about me. Absolutely. My man Brian says, wait until you see the next update. I guarantee you it won't be a slow update. Seriously, you all make sure you check out my man Brian. He got that car on Instagram and everything. Make sure you check him out. Nikki, I see you, man. What's happening? So look, let me say this, and but I'm gonna let you all go because the 30 minutes is over. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna let you all go. One of the things that keeps me going with this channel is you all. Matter of fact, the only thing that keeps me going with this channel is you all. It's not the car. The car is for my own personal pleasure. I don't have to document or show none of that. You know, I don't have to put none of that stuff out here. But one of the things that keeps me going is you all. And as a person that almost gave up on doing this year, a couple of people, because I'm going around a point that somebody said to me earlier. They talked about surround yourself with the right people. And I encourage you all, if you're building or you're buying, surround yourself around the people that's going to encourage you and keep you going and keep this thing going. Because when you want to give up, you will have the right people that encourage you. Brian, right? So Brian and I probably only seen each other one time in life. Physically, we probably only seen each other one time in life. But him and I are always going back and forth, cracking jokes on each other. And I'm always encouraging him, and he always is encouraging me. Now, he lies because he keeps calling his car slow. And everybody knows that car is not slow. But it's all about that. And like you all keep me going. And like I said, I'm always want to keep you all going as well. Keep providing fresh content. Keep providing stuff. And like I said, also, so you all tell me what you want to see. I try to keep everybody and make everybody's car known. Like we still got Mustang Hub magazine, but I know magazines are not out here anymore. And one of the purposes of my channel is to highlight some of the great Ford builds out here. And so I want to keep that going. This is why I'm going around the country to interview people and put this stuff out here and try to give you all some of the best content in the world. Shout out to the greatest transmission provider in the world, Handling Motorsports. One of the sponsors of this channel. He always blesses me. So shout out to him. And then, like I said, shout out to you all as well. Make sure you go to blueovalmedia.com, pick up the official merch on the website, get your official Blue Oval Media t-shirt. You all, it is your boy, Kendall Sean. I thank you. I appreciate you. I love you. May God bless you and may God keep you. You all have a wonderful night. Let's come back next week for another 30-minute Thursdays. I am out.